So, with this independent reading, you are almost working out the desire to read some of the things they're supposed to, right? Like I just think about independent reading, like basketball. You do dribbling drills to kind of work out your basketball abilities, and you are using the hobbies of your students, what they're interested in, through this independent reading to almost work out their appetite to read in general. So, how important is it to fuel this interest instead of just saying, all right, the only time we're going to read is we're going to read Moby Dick, and I need a book report on Moby Dick, so now we're going to read?
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought this up because I think this is like the heart of why independent reading matters. Because I think a lot of people look at it and they say, oh, it's great, reading's wonderful. And it is, and that's great. Everybody should be able to read and everybody should like reading, in my opinion. But it if they read and they read things that are like at their reading level, and the longer they read at that reading level, their vocabulary is going to grow. So their
Mm.
exposure to words grows over time, which helps them like do better on tests, like be able to read other books. So it's sort of like, and it like scaffolds them for the real deal, basically,
Mm.
which is on the tests and the class novels, and the more they see like writing in front of them, like their independent dear books, writing that is like well done and well structured and well organized, the more likely they are to be able to replicate that in their own
Mm.
writing or on tests, because the more time they spend with that, they don't realize it, but they're working on a lot of other ELA skills that I explicitly teach as well.
There's a lot of truth in that, especially when you think eighth graders, like the students that you're teaching, they're still growing mentally. You can't just drop a book on their desk and say read this, especially from the authoritative figure. But through this independent reading, especially playing on the hobbies and interests of the students and encouraging them to read those style of books, I've got to imagine that's building reading level. It's building vocabulary, a lot of these ELA buzzwords that we've been talking about, and it's just building it naturally because they're reading on something that they're interested in. And I think I think reading is a lot like math, where it kind of compounds on itself. And allowing these students to build their own skills through something they're interested in, that's got to be a lot better than just saying, hey, the state test is coming, we have to read Moby Dick or War and Peace or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the coolest part about it, because like even though they're supposed to be at like an eighth grade reading level, and even though the next book we're reading together is an eighth grade reading level, a lot of these kids don't read at an eighth grade reading level.
Mm.
And so a lot of their independent reading books are at a fifth grade level. Some of them are at a third grade level, but the interest level of the topic is at an eighth grade level. So it's like
Mm.
the vocabulary is lower, but the interest level is something they're engaged with. So they're spending time reading that at that level, to over time where it grows over, if we read 20 minutes in class every day at that level, it's going to grow by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool because it actually increases their reading level.